Hey everyone, I wanted to let you know before we have this replay that's gonna play in just a minute. I wanted you to take some time to actually download the tracker. It's a great tool that Moni and I created for you guys to use. We are giving it away to everyone on our team. So if you're on Moni or I's teams, you can get it in the resources tab of our community group. But the easiest way for me to give it to everybody else on our team is guys, just send me a text. It's automatic. What's going to happen is when you text me BP tracker to that number below, it's going to say, hey, fill out this contact form. It's just so I know who's getting the form. You're not signing up for anything. You're just saying, hey, it's me, whoever it is. I want the form. You fill it out. You send it back to me, and it'll automatically go ahead and send you that tracker. I hope it helps. It's really helped me in my business, and I can't remember if I said this in the training or not, but I actually printed 12 of them and have them in a binder. And I just have one sheet for each month. And it just makes keeping track of my expenses a little bit easier. And I can pair that right with what my sales goals should be for sure to definitely match to meet those expenses that I want or that I have in my business. So I hope this training helps. If it does help you, please give us feedback. I'd love feedback so we can definitely make the trainings that we do much better. All right. Happy learning about the new tool that we created.
Goal setting to be because we know it can be daunting to have to sit and go, all right, I've got this goal that I want with BP, but how does that actually look to our selling into how many products is that? And so we created this goal tracker sheet. It's our monthly tracker. What I recommend and the purpose why it was created is you print 12 of them, one for each month, and you can use it to keep track of your expenses as well as your goals. So on the goal tracker, why isn't it not? Oh my goodness, why are my slides being silly? Okay, there we go. So starting with the top of it, this is kind of, you fill it out as you go. It's your income over the month. This is also a great tool to use when you go back to do taxes at the end of the year and just kind of keeping track of your income. So that's what this top portion is. So you kind of fill it out as the month goes. So each week you get your e-wallet deposit, you can put that in there, and then your commission bonus, and then any other income that you have. But most likely it's just going to be the e-wallet deposits and the commission right in there. So that's the first section, but we're going to go ahead and skip that because for our goal setting, we're going to need the second half of the sheet, that middle. So it's kind of broken into three sections. You'll need the second section and the last section. All right, business expenses. I've put a couple expenses in here that we all generally have. Some of us might not have the ship.com fee, but in this middle section, what we've done is we want to look at kind of going backwards instead of just saying, I want this goal to sell $5,000. Well, why do we want to sell $5,000? Let's actually break it down and look at our expenses and what we wish we could pay and kind of marry that together. Okay, catching the replay. And so you're going to want to list all of your business expenses for the month. So if you do giveaways, that's where that's going to go here. If you have like want to buy business cards, you need shipping supplies, that's all going to go in this business expenses. And then the life-changing expenses is anything beyond your business that you would love for your business to pay for. So I put over on my side, I put my Amazon shopping habit. I want $200 a month to just blow on Amazon. And then I put the car payment for $500. So that's what I put for my little scenario here. But each month you're going to want to put in your expenses or in your predicted expenses. If you know that you've got some expenses and you can estimate in there, I want to do $100 in giveaways this month. Well, that would go on your business expenses. And so it can be estimates. All right. So that is our expenses section. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take all of those expenses, total them up on the bottom of each column, and we're going to want to add those two numbers together. Now, this is where the magic happens. We're going to take those expenses and we're going to total them up. And this is going to help us find our sales goal and break it down into our reveals goal. All right. So, how in the world did I get times 4 to get my sales goal? Well, it's because that we get 25% commission. And so 25%, that's a quarter, that make the 4 quarters makes a whole. That's why to get my expenses, if my expenses, I wanted to cover the $738.95, then my sales goal would have to be $29.55 and 80 cents. That would make me break even to get those expenses paid, as well as my wishful thinking goals of my $200 for Amazon and then my $500 car payment. So that is your sales goal. If you want to go above and beyond that, then you're going to have more money. But what we have found is sometimes some people create goals and they're not even covering expenses. So this really helps us break it down to really make sure that our expenses are getting covered, because we want to make sure we always stay in the green. Now, to get even more, what does $2,900 even look like in BP? Because it sounds like a lot. For some people, that sounds like a lot. Even me just sitting here going, oh my goodness, $2,900. I don't know if I can do that. To break it down even further, let's look at the reveals that it takes to get there. Now, with our reveals, there's different prices. We even have different commissions depending on the item. But what we're going to look at is on OG earrings and necklaces. For those, it's $20. And we're going to use 20. We're going to estimate a little bit there. I know it's $19.95, but for easy math, we're going to say 20. And we make 25% commission. That's the least we make out of all of our products. So we know if we do it this way, this number that we will get, this reveals number, if we do that, we will hit our goal every time. So our sales goal, we're going to bring that down to that next section, and we're going to divide it by 20. If we did OG earrings and necklaces, for me, that number is going to be 148. We round up to the nearest whole number. So if I sell 148 items, I will always hit that sales goal. Now, what if I sell 148 stacks? I'm going to get a lot more sales than this sales goal here, but that's awesome and great. But for easy math and simplicity, that's why we did the 20, because it mirrors those OG earrings and necklaces. And it's easier to kind of look at that. All right, 148. In a month, I could do 148, because if I break that down week by week, I know what I'm looking at. And it also mirrors perfect with our goal tracking sheets that we have for parties. And I can actually, or actually maybe Moni can sling those up in there. And for each party, what we recommend is you've got that goal tracking. Every time you do a reveal in an order, color in the little bubble, color in the little diamond. And that way, you know, you're getting there. Your customers can see you're working on your goal. You can see you're working on your goal. And it really makes it visual, because when we start having it visual and we see it in our day-to-day tasks, that goal really starts becoming a reality. And it's not so much this magical number of, oh my goodness, I have to get $3,000 this month and 148 reveals. It really starts giving us that we can visually see it, and it helps with the goals of getting there faster. All right. I know I talked super fast on this, but does
I'm gonna
anybody have
send
any?
you the link and to sling over, Leigh. I just sent it to you in
Okay.
Messenger.
Okay. Yeah, I had just popped them up. If you're on Team Bliss and Gem Squad, you can get them right in the community under resources. But we have invited all of the Rise Tribe over here. So I am going to go ahead and let's see. Actually, you know what? I can get them right here. Here we go. So we had a wonderful customer of Moni's who made us actually these goal sheets. So I put them in the chat. And let me show you guys what they look like. Let me do this one. 21. There we go. So here's
I couldn't find the link to that tracker that you were just showing. You might want to throw that into the chat because I couldn't find it.
I didn't use your links. I still had it up from earlier because
Oh,
I
okay.
had to redo the links in the community. So the template is here. It says use the template for a new design. This is in Canva and you can make it your own. But every time you have a reveal, you just color in one of the boxes at the bottom and you color the diamond in for number 5. This is also a great way to keep track of your giveaways. So you can be like, I'm not doing the giveaway until I hit maybe the whole page. And then that way too, you know that it's not like, because I've done a couple times where I said, okay, at the end of the party, I'm going to give away Starbucks cup. And I had 2 orders that party. It was a really slow night. And then I've lost money, not only on the Starbucks cup, but the shipping of it. And this way you can attach your goals and your giveaways together. And you know that you're not giving away more than you're bringing in. So these trackers are really great. And we have them for 40, 80, 120, and 240. And of course you can make your own, but these were pre-made for us and you can use them as you need. But Moni uses them all the time. Moni, you want to share about your goal tracking sheets and how you do it with your customers?
Yeah, so I do exactly what Leigh said actually. And so as you can see, well, maybe not see, but I have a Starbucks cup that I am giving away, and I've been giving away a Starbucks cup for anywhere between 180 to 200 reveals. And so if you do that math on that, it's like the way that Leigh showed, maybe you can show Leigh like what that looks like if we use that profit margin of, let's just say, 180 reveals times,
100.
yeah.
Yeah, 180. Okay, hold on. Let me get back over here.
So people can see it.
Okay, so if you did 180 reveals,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go backwards. Let me get out my
Yeah, we'll go backwards.
so how Moni is saying that she goes from 180, so we're just gonna go backwards up that chain. So let
Yeah,
me get out my little calculator.
that way they
Calculator.
can see. Yeah.
All right, can you guys see the calculator? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so if she were to do 180, all right, instead of dividing by 20, we're gonna just multiply. And I know it's a lot of math, guys. That's why I did the chart for y'all. But her
Yeah.
sales goal would be that 3,600. So I mean $3,600 for one Starbucks cup right there. But on profit on that, Moni's made $900 before she's given away the one Starbucks cup.
Yeah, so I try to make sure that I make at least that before I give away a value of $30, because for me, like $30 is a huge thing I'm giving away every single time, right? And what I have chosen to do this for the next 9 months is I went ahead and I took a certain amount of money when there was a sale at Starbucks, and I invested X amount of money, right? So that I know that when I'm giving away each cup, the cup itself was not more than $15 to $20 a cup. So even though its value is a minimum of anywhere between, let's just say, 25 to 30, right? I know that I'm not just giving that away for 2 reveals or even 10 reveals or even 20 reveals. Like, I know that I have a $900 margin there where, okay, fine, I'm okay giving away, let's just say, $30 of 900 for the you know what I'm saying, for the fun and the surprise and the acquisition of a customer, right? I mean, I think that this chart is really based off of how much, because you have to look at it in terms of business, how much does the acquisition of a customer cost you
Mhm.
every single time you give something away? That is you acquiring a customer, and there's a cost value on that. Okay. So for me, I decide before I do any type of gift away, I decide what is going to be my goal on these charts. So I have also, the way I use it, besides a physical gift, for instance, I'll have at the end of a chart, I'll show you my, I use I made it into a 150, and you can use, these are all templates, you guys. If you want it to be changed to a certain different number, you can change the number yourself. You can add boxes. They are adjustable, and you can put in your own pictures, etc. So this one, for instance, I made it into a 150, or rather my customer did it for me. And what it is I say, okay, at the end of 150 reveals, which can you show the math on that profit margin of 150 reveals, Leigh? So she's going to take 150 and she's going to, it's multiply, right? Let me, hold on. I can't see the thing. I always have to look at it. Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, the kids were washing dishes right by me. So it's the math going backwards. So 150 was your reveal goal
Yeah,
times 20, because we're going to go with that. It's that OG earrings and necklace. The OGs are bread and butter.
yeah,
And then that gets you your sales goal.
which is
And then you make
3,000.
and then you make 25%. So then you
Yeah,
times by 20. And then
times
that's
25.
how much you made.
Okay, thanks, Leigh. So I always have to like look at it visual for me to do it.
Yeah, and that's why we did the chart, to break it down, to make it so
Yeah,
much easier.
yeah. So basically at 150 reveals, right? That's 3,000, and then times 0.25 gives me a 750 profit margin, right? So on what I also do is I say, okay, at the end of this chart, I'm giving away a 10 off coupon. So my customers know, they'll be like, "Hey Moni, where are we at on the chart?" They'll ask me that all the time. Where are we at on the chart? And I'll be like, well, we're right here. And they'll be like, oh, but we're right here. Right. And so sometimes I do the math and I'll say, okay, if we finish half the chart, then if we finish half the chart, then I'll give away X, whatever it is. If we finish, like we start here, okay, you guys, if we do this many, I give blah, blah, blah. So like basically you're starting to become accountable to your business expenses. We're not just going all willy-nilly and being like, oh my gosh, this purse is so cute. I'm going to give away this Michael Kors that I found at Ross. It's such a great deal. And then you revealed like 30 items and you just give away like $100, $200 value of something. Okay. Like you don't want to be doing that. You want to always be holding yourself accountable to your numbers. And so these charts are a big reason why I personally do it, because for me, I, Leigh is a math person, so I'm becoming a math person because my accountability partner is a math person. Moni is not a math person, so I need a visual to even get to the math, if that makes any sense for you guys. And if you're like me, then your charts are going to be your best friend, because you're going to know, okay, this, like, you'll get used to what your chart is, like what the amount is, right? And so it's like, okay, I know I made, when I finish this chart, it's a $750 margin there, and say, okay, I'm giving away $10 for every 750. Okay, I got it. I write that down in my business expenses. It also helps you at the end of the year, right? It also helps you figure out like your taxes, which PS, I also need to get better at writing those down for our taxes every single year, because, I always end up going back and then being a crazy lady. So that is just something that I am very hopeful that this will help you. This training has helped you figure out the numbers. Maybe we can choose like do another chart, Leigh. Like let's
Do
just
another
pick a chart.
one. Just pick it. Yeah, we'll pick some numbers. Okay. We can do that. Yeah, and we just wanted to come on, being that it was the beginning of the month, and just share that chart again with everybody, just because it's
Yeah.
that time of the month to really reset our goals, recharge, and get ready to rock and roll. Okay. So
Let's just
here,
do
actually,
randomly, like whatever.
did what?
Jackie, do you have like a goal you want us to plug in for you to kind of work it
Yeah,
out
we
with
got
you?
Jackie and Teresa on. So yeah, if you guys have a
Or
goal or
Terry?
you just want to see something, we can test it out. All right.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
let us
Where's the
know, like if you have a mini goal that you want us to kind of like work through with you, we're happy to do it.
all right, where is my little thing? All
You
right.
can throw it in the chat too if you don't want to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see if we can. There we go. I'll add stuff to this.
Mhm.
But I will.
I think I need you to send me that again. I don't have it in mind for some reason.
Okay. Teresa's like, I want $500. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Teresa says $500. Okay. Teresa, let me ask this question. Do you want $500 just to play with, or do you want $500 after you have paid your bills, like BP expense bills? Let's start there.
Yeah. So like maybe let's put a business expense. Let's just
Yeah.
put
She goes
after
after
the
the bills.
bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's put
So,
the 1995 for the back office, the
okay.
1995 for ship.
Yeah. I'm going to put those in here. So, uh, I got to move some of this around. There we go. All right. The back office fee is $19.95. We're going to assume that you have ship. And also on just speaking about ship.com, make sure every now and then you guys are double checking your shipping rates and your shipping packing supplies, that it's being covered under your shipping rates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, let's
So
assume I'm gonna
should we
let's
put,
add a miscellaneous in here because we know we all have like some type of miscellaneous.
yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna call
Should
it
we do
supplies.
like $100 or
I'll
like
do 100.
yeah, 100, yeah.
I'm gonna do 100. And if you think your expenses are lower, then you know it'll be a little bit different. Okay, but now she wants to make the $500. So
Yeah.
all right. She wants the cash.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is what here we go.
And remember,
500.
this is taking your profit out and still having the X margin left over to reinvest. Can you explain that, Leigh?
Yes. Oh, yes. So this is only talking about your profit. This is not talking about. So we know that if I were to go and sell an OG right now, we're going to use whole numbers to make it easy. We were to sell a whole G, 15, let's say a whole G necklace, OG necklace. Okay. I'm making $15 back because that's what the wholesale price is. And I'm making a $5 profit. That $15 is nowhere in any of what we've just done because we're assuming that you're putting it right back into your business. All right. So we're only talking about just that $5 profit the commission that you've made. The other money goes right back into your business so you can sustain that inventory to keep the goals going, because we know that if we don't have inventory, we can't have the sales.
Exactly.
All right. Let me duplicate that. So this is going to be 138.95. It's going to be your business expenses, the estimated expenses for your business. And then she wants $500 to be like, it is mine to play with, do whatever with. All right. So we're going to add the two numbers together, 500 plus the 138. Make it another thing down in here. All right. So that's 638 and 95 cents.
Mhm.
All right. Now we need a calculator. I know numbers, but I still use a calculator.
Me too.
All right. So to clear the 638.90, oh, not 6,000, 638.95
Mhm.
times 4. All right. So your sales goal is going to be 2,500, 2,555 and 80 cents.
Mhm.
Now, we know that you can get that. Like we have the Simply sets that just came out. Those are $39.95. You could get there a whole lot faster than going the 20 route, but the OG earrings and necklaces. But we're going to use that as our base because we know no matter what you sell, the most items you will need to sell, we're going to take your sales goal, divide by 20 is 128. So depending on your inventory, it might take less items to get there. But if you're only selling OG earrings and necklaces, that's what's going to take. You'll earn a little bit. We earn 32.5% commission on OG rings. We
Yeah.
get 36% on kids. So it just varies. But for ease and everybody, at most, you sell 128 items, you will have at least that sales goal right there.
Yeah, you'll have your 638.95, so
Yeah,
you'll have enough to cover your
yeah,
business
you will,
expenses.
you will make it. You
Yep.
absolutely, and that's provided we're not giving all the coupons and we're not giving away, like that is your expenses and that's what you want to make. And so we have to, when you're thinking about your parties, be very strategic if you're going to use coupons, if you're going to do giveaways. Like Moni said, she planned out for the year. This is what I bought for the year. And she's already kind of done that expense. And so it really takes a little bit of thought to just kind of sit down and play with the numbers. And so just making sure that you're not giving away the kitchen sink so you can obtain those goals. But that's what it looks like right there. If your supplies were about $100 and you wanted that $500, 128 reveals. And if you broke that 128 down, divided by 4 weeks, that's 32 reveals a week.
Yeah.
So roughly 32 reveals a week
Yeah.
will get you that $500. Now, let's talk about this really quick because your
And
sales
Jackie, it's okay that you didn't know that because trust me, when me and Leigh started breaking all of this down over a year ago, we both had an aha moment as well. And when you have that aha moment about earrings and necklaces, because we got a raise, Jackie. So that's also you're old school like us. And so when we got that raise, it was kind of a little like, oh, wait a minute on the necklace and earring versus the ring difference. So you're not alone.
Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And so I want to talk about this really quick because if you're doing this, you're also potentially going to be hitting some PV goals. And let me bring up that slide because I do have a slide for that, guys.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's this one.
Which I'm really glad we did the 500 margin, Teresa, because that 2,500 is very important. Go ahead.
Yes. So after 2000 in PV, so we've got this goal sheet that you guys can see. You're going to start earning an extra 5% once you hit 2000. Once you hit 5000 PV, it's 8%. You hit 7000, but 2000 times 0.05, so it's an extra $100 if just for hitting that 2000 PV, if you just hit 2000. That's an extra $100 in your pocket right there. That additional that you're going to get. And that bonus comes on the 15th of each month. So it comes at the same time if you were to start building a team, which also earns you a little bit of a bonus as well.
Yeah. And this is really important because as you start to grow, like I know some people have said, I was there for 2.5 years, step back, and I'm starting back in. Oh, Teresa, welcome back. Welcome back. There's some people who will look and be like, how is that person giving away so much? Right. Well, if you got to a point where you're spending 7,000 of inventory a month, right? And you look at that, right? So if you do 7,000 times 10%, you are, can you do the math for me right there so you can show them how
7%. It's
significant?
it's $700.
Correct. Right? It's $700, you guys. So they are literally, okay, in a month, whoever spends that 7,000 on inventory, they actually were able to get $7,000 of inventory, okay, minus 700 for 6,300. Okay. They were able to get 6,300 for only 6,300. They got 7,000 of inventory. So what does that look like? I mean, if you look at it for a sleeve, like one sleeve is, how much is it? 63, what is it?
I think it's
60,
67.
67, right?
I think it's
Okay.
67.
I'm just going to say 68 just to average it out. So now you're looking and you have a profit margin on 10 sleeves, right? About 10 sleeves. So, I mean, 10 sleeves, you guys. 10 times 5, that's 50 OGs. Okay. So now you can understand when you see somebody being like, oh, I'm going to give away an OG for every X amount of reveals or every da 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 da. Like, and that's why you don't want to try to keep up with the Joneses when your profit margins and your expenses are not there yet. You don't have to be there. And that's why, to even out the playing field, BP created the Mystery Hostess Rewards program for you to be able to utilize that to give away back to your customers without having to dip into your business expenses. Okay. That's what that allows you to do, the mystery hostess rewards. So if you are running your business and you are not utilizing the mystery hostess reward, then you are doing a detriment to your business. Okay. Because the mystery hostess reward is it's basically a free gift away. Okay. A free gift away. If you close your parties at around 15:01, right? And you're closing your parties there, you can look at the chart if you want to look at the mystery hostess rewards chart. The 15:01 gives you 9 items. It's 4 half off and 5 free for the customer. So you're already giving the customer a huge value that didn't have to come out of your pocket, all for the already efforts that you are doing to have a pop-up live, all the efforts that you're doing to maybe do a VIP group for your customer to help your customer make the sales, right? You are not wasting your time and your money. So BP has really been amazing in the fact that they are offering that. When we first started, mystery hostess rewards was not a thing. That was new recently over the last 2 years. Yeah. So it's a huge thing. And these PV, when you hit the 2,000, not only are you getting 5% back, right? But if you're in your first 90 days, you are also making your first fast start, because your first fast start is when you do 2,500 in DV, or that could be 600 that you do, and then the rest of that 2,500 is done by maybe a team member within that 3-month period that you start. Okay, so let's just say you see, oh, my calculator, hold on, I gotta do. Okay, so that's like 1,900, and let's just say if you had 2 people who joined you, right? That's each person does 950, and you do 600, you reach that first fast start. Can you zoom in on the first one? Are you able to zoom in? We might not be able to. I don't know. She's trying. But if you guys can, you can just pinch your screen, and if you pinch your screen, you can zoom in actually yourself. Okay. But yeah, if you want to look, that first fast start, you can earn that, you guys. If you're like, if team building seems like a very daunting task, just know that within your first 90 days from the month that you start and 3 months after, okay, you can earn Fast Track 1 on your own. You do not need a team member to earn the $100 product credit. Okay. You can earn that on your own. It's only Fast Track 2 and Fast Track 3 that you need a team member in order to earn those ones. Okay. And if you look at this chart, we did break it down also by how many ring bombs needs to be sold in order to reach certain numbers and goals as well. Okay. I hope that has helped you guys. And does anyone have any questions or need us to break anything down for them? Teresa, I hope that helped you answer your $500 goal that you were hoping for.
There we go. Yeah. Tonight was meant to be just quick, kind of rock through it. But Teresa, did you see in the chat? Let me sling it up one more time. So this is a document that Moni and I created. On the back of it, it does have, you can track how many lives and your sales and different things like that. And then any action steps that you want to write down. But let me go ahead and sling
She's
this
very
over.
smart. She printed out 12 for one for each.
Yeah. And you can, and I have them printed. I printed out 12. I have them in a notebook. And that's how I'm helping keep track of my stuff for taxes for this year too. Because even though I'm a numbers person, I still am.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to print it out.
Cancel. I don't want to do that.
And mind you guys, if you're looking at these things right now and you're just starting, you are ahead of the game. Okay. You are ahead of the game because there are a lot of reps out there that they don't last more than a year or 2 years or 3 years because they didn't pay attention to these numbers. And,
Right.
this is how you can have a business with longevity. Okay. This is the way to have
Yes.
longevity.
And this will help you through because we know, as Ashley says, the ebbs and flows of our businesses, it'll keep you, on track to really watching those numbers. So you're always staying in the green. So if you know your sales are slowing down, your expenses have got to slow down as well.
Yeah. And if you guys are looking at Peridot, that is a really great goal to get to. And oh, you're welcome, Stina. In order to hit Peridot, you do need a team member. You do need a team member in order to get there. So if those of you who are new and you haven't read your little booklet, MVR is different from DV and PV. PV is personal volume, meaning what you purchase. DV includes your product purchases plus a teammate's product purchases. And MVR is your portion that you're allowed to do to meet the certain goal. Okay. So in order to become Peridot, you have to have a DV of 4,000, but your MVR is 2,000, meaning you cannot do the 4,000 all by yourself. And trust me when I tell you, I was doing that by myself and not ranking for over a year. Okay. Because I was just not ready to maybe lead, right? Well, actually not over a year because I had a team member like about 6 months in, I think. Maybe a little less. But yes. So basically MBR is your portion. So you can only do up to 2,000 of that 4,000. And then the rest of your team, whether it's one person, two people, three people, can make up the other 2,000. And then you would be a peridot. So if you signed one person and one person is working just as hard as you, and you're equally working together and pacing each other and being awesome accountability partners, and you're helping them grow just like you are, you can hit peridot. And if you help them be, a leader and know their numbers, and they sign somebody and they do 2,000, then they're they can be a peridot too, and so forth and so on. So it's really a great way to understand the ranking system. It's really a great way to understand your bonuses. It's a great way to understand your monthly business expenses. And it's a great way to know that you're not giving away the kitchen sink and then going straight into the red right at the end of the year. And you're like, whoa, what happened? You know what happened.
Yeah. And these two pictures that we have on here, Roadmap to Peridot and Tanzanite Manager, there's 1,000 different ways to hit different combinations to get to those ranks. But this was like the simplest form, the least amount of team members you needed to get there. And so I just wanted to share that too, that there are other combinations, and it's great that our new back office kind of gives you that breakdown. It's like, oh, you need another active member. It's like you've hit the wickets here, but you need you need a lead person on your team, or you need more PV, or you need another active. And so that's really great with our new back office system that's got that breakdown for us. But this was just the simplest way to get there.
Yeah, we didn't have widgets.
Yeah, we didn't. We just got the widgets, so we had to go simple on getting there. I think the widgets make it super nice now.
I believe it is as of today,
Yes,
right,
sure.
Leigh?
Yeah, Teresa, I was actually in there today, and I went through the whole first section. So at least the first section for sure is working, and I started into the 90-day fast
Yeah.
start, and that was
Are you
working
able
as
to
well.
click in, Leigh, just to show real quick?
Yeah, I can show the back off the thing. Okay, let me well, here, let me just go here. Do I have it? Where do I
Yeah,
have?
it's on the left. Yeah.
No, it's not on here. That's the back office is on there. Hold on, let me go to resources. Because I know it's under there. Bomb party resources. I
Yeah,
can
there
take
it
off the coming soon. There it is. Okay. So you can see I started it. So if you just click on it, they've got all the things in, and it does have, so it's just a little bit different than before. It's got like a video, and before, like, you'd have to click on the top tab if you were in the back office before to see all of the materials. Now it's just down below.
Yeah.
All right, let me pause that. But yeah, everything's in there right now. So let me go back to the home page. But you just have to make sure once you click on it, you do have to sign in that top corner. Because you'll see it, but you have to do an additional sign in to get it working.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Your first 90 days, just to touch base on that, you guys, your first 90 days is really about showing up, and it's really about making that goal of how many rings you or items, if you're able to expand past OGs, how many items you need to reveal in a month in order to have the turnaround, right? So if you bought a $5.99 kit, you're going to be turning around that kit X amount of times before you start paying yourself out that profit. So that's up to you when you're going to do that. Because if you started with a Klarna payment and it's cut up into a bunch of different rate payments in order to buy your kit, you have to have a very strict timeline to pay that back. So perhaps you do have to cut into your profit margins early to pay that back so that then you can continue forward. But
And that
that,
goes the same too. So really
yeah,
quick, Marty. If you
yeah,
started with the $5.99 kit and your goal is to make $500, you're gonna have to invest additional money to start getting up. So it might take you a little while to get to that point where you can make $500 because you might not have the inventory to do that yet. So that's what Moni's talking about, is that reinvesting is you might in the beginning have to take that profit and dump it back into product so you can build up to the profit margin that you want to be bringing in each month.
yeah. So when Leigh says you might have to you might have to invest more, she doesn't mean like more money besides what you started with. She's
Right.
talking about investing the money that you made from the profit of
What you made in your profit back in. Yep.
what you started. Okay. So that's really what your first 90 days is about. It's about being accountable to yourself and knowing, okay, well, if I oh, and you know what? Let me just touch base on this real quick. For those of you who are watching the replay, I recently had this conversation with somebody new that is nowhere in our, it's like just didn't really know their numbers, know what was happening in their business. And I asked them, how many sleeves are you buying when you put in an order? Like what is your goal when you're putting in your inventory order? And they had told me that there was times, like for instance, Simply Sets that just came out. They were telling me that they like ordered 3 Simply Sets and paid $14.95, or now it's not just $14.95. Now it's depending on the weight, according to what the back office says, right? And the vendor who's shipping to us, if the weight is X amount, your shipping might be more than $14.95. Now it could be $17.95, it could be 18, it could be 20. Like it depends on how much you purchase, right? And so let's just say it's $14.95. You just paid $14.95 shipping is eating into your profit of each set. You make what, approximately $9.80 off of each set. 9, 9, 18, 18 plus another 9. I mean, you guys, that's less than $30. You just spent 15 on shipping. You're not making $30 profit anymore. You're making $15 of profit. Okay. You just let shipping eat away at your profit margin. So if you are thinking about reinvesting and to get to that goal where you can take money back, you do not want to be wasting your money on shipping. So in taking what I just said, what should your minimum purchase amount be for a sleeve? Like how many sleeves should you get minimum? Um, I don't know, I think me and Leigh have kind of the same idea. I've heard different people say different things. I say you should not buy less than 4 sleeves minimum.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If
20 items.
20 items, okay? If you are buying less than 20 items in an order, Jackie agrees, and she's been here a long time, just like we have. If you are ordering less than 20 items, you are doing a detriment to your business, and you need to save until you put in the order. And even if
Mhm.
that means that are short on stuff like that you don't have behind you, then you can talk to your sponsor and think about other incentive ways to try to get those sales of the items that you do have so that you can put in an order for up to 20
Yeah,
items. Okay.
exactly.
Because we want you to be successful. We want you to be successful. And these are all things that you have to think about. And nobody told me, if nobody's told you this, you can't say that you haven't heard it. So now you've heard it officially. And it's something to take with you and implement into your business, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, because the goal is to make money. The goal is to make money. No matter what your why is, no matter why you're here, we all want to make money in this business.
Yeah. We want you to have all your dreams and all the successes and have fun, but unfortunately, math is a part of of making sure that you're still here. We want you to still be
Mhm.
here. We want you to be on the team. We want you to progress in your dreams. And in order to do that, we just have to learn a little bit of math.
Yeah. A little bit more of the business end of stuff.
Yeah. And if you haven't gotten an accountability partner or a pacing partner, definitely put it out there in your team chats. Definitely put it out there with, people that maybe, started around the same time as you. Even if somebody is a little bit ahead of you, try to connect, you guys. Try to connect with somebody that you feel you can pace with, be accountable with. And if you're like, I've never heard those terms before, I don't know what that means, I'm going to let Leigh explain it.
Okay. So an accountability partner, I would say it's even good to partner with somebody who's got a different skill set than you. And I think that's what helps Moni and I work together, because she's got a great skill set and I've got a great skill set, and we marry the two together. But what an accountability partner does, a pacing partner, somebody who's going to be there for you to cheer you on when you're at your lows, to build you up, to help you when you're at your highs, to bounce ideas off of. I can't tell you how many ideas I go say to Moni, and she's like, Leanne, are we sure? Or she's like, you know what, Leanne, I noticed you're live the other day. Let's have a conversation. Let's make things better. And it's just somebody there that's just going to be that partner that's going to help build you up. And Moni and I have taken it to the next level, and we've combined our teams and things like that together. And you don't necessarily need to do that at all. You can have multiple accountability partners, just someone who's going to be there for you that you can call upon and be like, hey, I've got this going on. What can we do? Brainstorm somebody with, because there's a lot of times we spend time on our lives doing our shipping, and yes, on our lives, we're building that community, and we do have those team chats, but really someone that you can just directly reach out to connect with, to just make that connection that you can build your business a little bit higher. And so I definitely recommend getting an accountability partner. And I'll tell you, Moni and I, all she did was one time, all right, uh, she messaged in Ashley's chat and was like, I need an accountability partner. And I was like, well, I'm a full-time teacher. I got 4 kids, a husband, and 2 pets. If y'all want me, you can have me. And the rest is history. We just started messaging over Messenger. And now, I mean, and I say, Moni, we've only seen each other, what, 3 times in person ever in the
Yeah.
last 2 years. But I feel like I've known Moni my whole life, because we talk almost every single day, or at least message each other to check in and to make sure that we're on track with our goals, and personal as well, because we know that that does affect business. And it takes time to build that kind of relationship. But I mean, like I said, now Moni and I are the point that she'll message me and I'm just chilling in the bathtub. I'm just responding. And I don't do that for everybody, but it's
Yeah.
awesome to have
Yeah.
that person there that I know that if I have any business questions, I can be like, hey, here's what's going on. And that person who's got your back. And yes, you've got a sponsor, but it's always good to have somebody else in addition. And Moni and I don't benefit from each other because we're not on each other's teams. We're both directly under Ashley. And I've even heard people who have accountability buddies not even on the same team, just to get that fresh, different perspective. We're all working towards the same goal, but we've all got different perspectives, and it's kind of nice just to branch out.
Yeah.
Definitely, I recommend getting an accountability partner, and definitely recommend when you get to conference this year, because we're all going to conference, start networking. Moni is the queen of networking and asking questions, but just getting out and be like, hey, how do you do this? And it's nice. It's a good refresher to just get out and just have those conversations
Yeah.
out in the wild, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, out in the wild. And
Mm.
just to add to what Leigh said, I think one major thing that is very important in your, whether it's networking or relationships or whatever that you are building, is you want to remember that this isn't somebody to just like call and, focus on negative. Now, do we have negative moments? Sure. We all have our moments, right? Of course. And do we need somebody to maybe like vent to now and again? Of course. Could that be your direct sponsor? Of course. Could that be your accountability partner? Of course. But just remember, if you live there, if you start finding yourself, that's all you do with your pacing partner or your accountability partner is the negative speak and the negative framework, and that's where your mindset is, then that's where your mindset is. Okay, that's where your mindset's going to stay, and that's where it's going to live. Trust me when I tell you, I have my downs, and then Leigh has, hey Moni, blah blah blah. She has her moments, and I'm like, hey Leigh, da 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 da. But can you imagine if we were both down here on a vibrational level of this doesn't work, this da, da, and like always come like just looking into the negative, then neither one of us would be lifting each other up to move forward in our businesses, right? We have made a conscious decision and effort to make choices of conversation towards building our business, not towards looking at all the wrong things. Do we look at the things that maybe need a little bit of tweaking or fixing? And do we have those conversations? 100%. But it's not where we're just constantly living on a vibrational level of negative speak. You have to have somewhere in your business and in your daily life of your whether you meditate or whatever it is, you have to have someone or moments where you are able to build tools so that you can get in the right framework so you can have a business that is successful. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because you don't want to live in that space of negativity. Everybody has those moments, but if we just live in that space and stay there, then your accountability partner, it's not a positive thing.
Yeah. So this is the moment for you to have, if you have questions or comments or concerns, you can go ahead and ask them now, and we're happy to answer. Otherwise, we're going to end the recording in a moment.
Yep.
Yep.